Welcome to EP Daily. Today on the show, we're free to start with Nintendo in the rundown.
Plus, we time travel to spring 2016 for an early look at 12 Monkeys Season 2.
Finally, someone's gonna stop me.
And then Jose and Ben tell us what they think of Halo 5's multiplayer. Also coming up, it's turbo time for Marissa with TrackMania Turbo. We take a look back at 25 seasons of EP and much more today on EP Daily. Brought to you by EB Games. I'm your host, Victor Lucas, bringing you the latest in everything cool every single day, and I accidentally bought something through an in-game microtransaction that's called the Rundown. Let's see what it is. Mobile-style microtransactions are coming to the 3DS in a bigger way. In their recent Nintendo Direct presentation, Nintendo revealed 2 new games for the handheld system that will be free to start. That means, like iOS and Android titles, they'll be free to download, but include in-game microtransactions. The first is called Nintendo Badge Arcade and gives you the ability to decorate your 3DS home screen with different icons, and it also includes mini-games. That's out now. Another free-to-start title is Pokemon Picross, a crossover between Pokemon and the Picross puzzle series. You'll be able to buy in-game items that allow you to solve puzzles more easily, which means you'll be able to catch more Pokemon. That launches next month. A handful of 3DS games in the past have used a similar free-to-start model, but it seems likely that we can expect more and more in the future, especially given that Nintendo's upcoming mobile games will all be free to start. We'll have to wait and see what the response will be from Nintendo's hardcore fans. Well, that's a lot of Nintendo information to discuss with my good friend Marissa Roberto, who happens to be Nintendo's biggest fan.
It's so weird for us to talk about this stuff because even with the games that I have given money to before with the freemium model, I've never really felt like they've been mine. They always need more for me and more for me and more.
You're just renting the experience.
Exactly. Yeah. So as long as these games, when I do invest, that's it, that's all, I don't have to keep investing, then I'll be happy.
Yeah, and let's hope Nintendo sort of sticks to that model. You know, I'm just curious to see what they're going to do. I think they're going to try a bunch of different things.
Yeah.
And you can't help but sort of think that other developers out there, other game companies are looking at this recent King acquisition from Activision. $6 billion basically for Candy Crush. So, there's obviously
people still playing this game. Stop playing it.
There is a lot of money to be made by that rental experience and by that constantly trying to squeeze money out of people. And I hope that doesn't beckon the future of how games get made and how games get sold to us.
Yeah.
And you know what? Nintendo, they might change the industry entirely, and they've done it before.
They have done it before, and you know what? They always surprise.
Yes,
People
they do.
always count them out for some reason, especially the last few years, and they always come back and they always surprise. So,
yes.
No, I'm looking forward to the future.
All right, let's move on and talk about a television show. We're getting a season 2 of 12 Monkeys, and Jose caught up with the cast.
I want to tell you a story about how the world ends. And the man from the future sent back through time to stop it.
Talking about 12 Monkeys. Season 1 just wrapped up. Can you tell us a little bit about, for those who might not be familiar, how it ended for you?
Well, it ended with me on a plane about to go around the world and drop the virus. So it literally ended with, I might be the one to destroy the world.
Finally, someone's gonna stop me.
Talking about 12 Monkeys, Season 1 just wrapped. You guys are about to start shooting Season 2, which has got to be kind of cool. What does that mean for Ramsey?
You know, for Ramsey, I think it's still trying to find a way to save his son and yet also maintain his friendship with Aaron's character, Cole.
You're gonna keep trying, you're gonna get yourself killed.
So what do you think we can expect for Season 2?
Well, I think we're going to find out a little bit more about the army of the 12 Monkeys, what their agenda is, other characters who are involved. There might be more time travelers, time traveling with Aaron. Yeah, I think it'd be a lot of cool stuff, a lot of action, some Budapest, real filming in Budapest. So, cool stuff.
We have a brand new relationship in season 2, Cole and Ramsey. It's a lot more complicated than it was before. It's not a simple brotherhood anymore, and there is some competition there. They're both coming from different places, kind of coexisting, but they have different motivations.
What is it like getting to work on a show, where there's time travel involved? It's got to be kind of cool. Can't you just go wherever the hell you want, see whoever you want to see, hang out with whoever you want to hang out with?
One would hope, but the problem is Jones holds the keys to that particular hot rod. So, you know, she kind of calls the shots. I wish it were that easy. Cool thing about this season is we are going to a lot more exotic locations, eras in time, so that'll be fun. We're going to the 1940s for sure. I think the 1970s at some point. So yeah, it'll be fun.
I can feel it.
What are you most excited about getting to live out in season 2?
Oh, Cassie has such a new journey in the second season. I'm really excited about the things that I've read already and that I have heard are going to happen. She's a real product of the environment and her experience, and that's something that I didn't get a chance to play as much. I got to start to touch on at the end of the first season, and I get to really dive into it this season.
She's not that bad.
Oh my God, she's
Horrible,
worse.
man.
Okay.
That looks like a show I want to get caught up on. I haven't seen it yet. And actually, one of the stars of the show, Todd Stashwick, is co-writing the Star Wars game with Amy Hennig for EA. So I can't wait to see how that turns out, too.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
The more you know with Victor Lucas. Listen, don't go anywhere because after the break, we've got TrackMania Turbo.
I love you.
I know.
Hi, I'm Nathan Sueya, and I'm the Lego brick artist. And my favorite Star Wars memory was probably the time I built Han Solo in carbonite, completely out of Lego bricks. Full size. It hung in my apartment in New York City for a while, but it's moved on.
Oh man, talk about a master builder, that Nathan Sueya. He does some good work, except he does glue the pieces, but we had a good discussion about it. He needs to glue them.
Yeah, that's the art that he's building.
Yeah, he needs to glue them.
But this is a nice segue, because right now we're going to move on to take a look at TrackMania Turbo, where you get to build your own tracks.
Sometimes I like to race, but there are certain games out there that really make you want to go fast, and I feel like TrackMania Turbo is one of those games. You were just showing off your skills earlier, and I have to say that I won't be able to match that at all.
Yeah.
But why do you love this game? Why did you make this game?
Okay, we moved this game to next console generation, PS4, Xbox One, and PC. It's the legacy of really hardcore gaming, but at the same time, it's really easy to pick up. It's really fast. To be honest, I don't know another game like this fast on console today. You have a campaign of 200 tracks, official, with 4 different gameplays, and we have a crazy random track builder. It means you push a button and it creates in few seconds a completely new track. So if you want to challenge someone, your friends, whatever, and don't say, oh no, you know this track too much. Yeah, take a random track. We'll be exactly in the same position. We have a really cool mode named Double Driver. You can play the whole full campaign on Double Driver. Means like you can play 2 players, 2 drivers at the same time drive just one car. It's 50-50. 50 brake, steering, wheeling, and accelerating. So it's really good because if you have quite a new player and a good player, it's a good approach when you don't know the game.
Oh man, those cars go crazy fast, like turbo speed fast.
Very nice, very nice.
Thanks.
I don't know if everybody knows this out there, but this is our 25th season of Electric Playground. We announced that at the beginning of the season, but we thought we would do something really fun. There are 25 episodes of this season left, and we've done 25 seasons, so we thought, why don't we look at some of our favorite moments from each season in every day of our last 25 episodes of the year.
Good idea.
And today is the first time we had Doug To Naples on the show.
You know, I've met a lot of people in this industry, but no one is as zany as Doug To Naples. So let's catch a lift on Mr. To Naples' wild ride as he takes us on a tour of his somewhat unbalanced studio.
Hi, I'm Doug To Naples, and we're showing you a bunch of animated techniques we used on the Neverhood and our brand new game called Skull Monkeys.
I am
the king of all skull monkeys. This is my desk, and I keep it a mess, thank you, because my mom doesn't work here with me. This is one of the skull monkey puppets, and we have real human hair on them. Many humans gave their lives so that this monkey might come to be. This is one of the heroes, one of our little Claymanites, and he has a wire armature, and these are painstakingly sculpted across the period of about 2 months. They each cost about 15 grand to sculpt. I'm gonna set him down over here. This shows how posable he is. Yeah, you sit on the couch there. Okay. What's that guy? This is one of our other puppets. His name is the Weasel.
Hey, Doug.
Well, hey, Tom.
How's it going, man?
Tommy, get up.
Hey, what?
Look.
What? What?
This is our game, a rough version of it anyways, to test. And you see Calamity butt bounces these evil skull monkeys. They're monkeys with human skulls for heads. We pull from toys. This is our toy box. We steal these toys and nail them to wood and cover them in clay, and you get these cool abstract shapes. Tommy, what did I say about touching things? That's a no. This is Monk Rushmore. This is our tribute to all the great dead skull monkey presidents. This is our whiteboard where we keep all of our ideas and organization. As you can see, hardly any ideas and hardly any organization here at all. This is Mike Dietz. Mike is the lead animator. He was also lead animator on Earthworm Jim 1 and 2, and Aladdin, and Global Gladiators, and Cool Spot, and many others, to name a couple others. This is Chuck Norris. Chuck is inventing time travel. He's invented this coding way of going through time. It's really amazing. Tommy, get your pants back on. Fat Lou gets all pissed off. He'll come over and punch you out.
Sorry, Fat Lou.
Lou, show your tattoos you got in prison.
Doug's mom did all the work. See, she's the only person I trust with this kind of work.
This is our pet scorpion that Lou here is going to handle. Okay, if I touch his pin shirt, will I be a man?
No! I got that to fix that! Doug, don't do it!
And she does cool things when you put fluorescent light on her. She glows. See that?
Yeah.
Is that boss or what? Lewis is in charge of our actual game test department, and he tells all of the people on the team when they're doing something wrong, which is like every second of the day.
Awesome.
What's the big bug? Come out to the warehouse, because there's some cool stuff to see out here. It's cool visuals. Tommy, bring your guitar here. It's better acoustics. Let me show you some of the other puppets and characters that are here at the Neverhood. This is one of the big monsters. Come around here, there's a little bit more light. No. There! This guy's one of the main bad guys, and this shows how we can move him one frame at a time and open and close the mouth. This is one of the evil skull monkeys that chases Clayman around the planet.
One frame at a time, you're in hell.
This is probably the most valuable player on the entire team, the Makita Drill. This is Clayman in a little ship. He's all clay, his little hair moves. This is what the Eats skeleton looks like. This is the armature that goes underneath the clay. You can move it a little bit, and they're all metal, ball and socket, and covered in clay. This is Headless Willie. He's a crazy man. Crazy. Has no head, has no hands either. Because they say that he bit his own hands off right before he bit his own head off. Crazy. And this is how we let the little people out of our head.
Crazy. Oh, cool! Look, it's Earthworm.
Yeah,
man, this thing is so cool. Look at this thing. Oh, Doug, I'm sorry. We'll put some kind of. Jeez, this will be okay. We're just gonna put it.
That's it.
Kind of.
Get out.
Hey,
He's going out.
But wait.
No,
stuff
I don't think so.
Here. Ow. Hey, Doug. Well, I'll see you later, Doug.
You come back and I'll call the cops.
Okay.
I'm calling the cops.
Stick around. EP's reviews on the run are next.
I think some of the folks out there might be thinking, wait a minute, you haven't been on TV for 25 years, Victor Lucas, because it was 1997, right?
That was 97, yeah. We launched in September of 97, but we had some years where we had 2 seasons per year, so it ended up being, this is our 25th season this year. Doug To Naples was an absolute highlight because he was just so funny, and we just basically let the camera roll, and he had crazy things to say at every sort of nook and cranny. I mean, that's the types of products that he makes, the games and the comic books and stuff. He's just an incredibly inventive guy. And that was also the first segment that I personally edited. I edited that segment. My first cut was 12 minutes long. Because he was so funny, and he was super charming.
Yeah, that doesn't hold up on TV anymore.
No, you can't do a 12-minute segment, yes.
Right, you gotta keep the people interested, but I'm definitely interested in what's coming up after the break.
Yep, stick around, we'll be right back.
Welcome back to EP Daily. I know that you've seen Halo 5 reviewed on the show before already.
Yes, that was Steve Tilley and myself, which was really fun to do, but we had more focus on the campaign. We did play a little multiplayer, but Ben and Jose have had a lot more time with the multiplayer in Halo 5. Let's see what they think of the game.
We're out of time. Ending simulation.
Talking about Halo 5, obviously everybody knows what the game is, but we're going to focus a little bit more on the multiplayer side of things because there are a whole lot of people that appreciate some Halo 5 multiplayer. Ben, Halo 5 Guardians multiplayer, what'd you think?
Well, we're lucking out because we get to talk about the multiplayer part of Halo 5, which is also known as the good part of Halo 5 Guardians. Just for a minute, before we get into all the nuts and bolts, let's just quickly cover the single player and some of the issues with that. Single player, as you know, I mean, you already seen one review on the show, not great, kind of lackluster.
It was lies. We were told lies.
A lot of lies. However, one thing about the single player I want to talk about, because I did try this, if you co-op through the single player game, it's actually a lot more fun. And it starts to sort of make more sense.
Kind of always is, though. It's always fun when you get to play the Halo campaign, I guess, with another person at your side or with online, you know? And just having that experience and being able to share that instead of just playing through it by yourself and waiting for your stupid teammates to come save. No, kill the guy before you come save me. I got a little bit of health.
But it totally changes that experience because the single player, as it stands, is so much about sort of being irritated at your squad mates and sort of the story itself is not told very well. But when you're playing with other people, suddenly it's a little more fun. You're getting revived at the right time. You start to bump up the difficulty.
And you can tell them, I got a half health. I got half health. Don't worry about it.
Right, exactly.
Come after me in a second. I'm almost dead.
It makes a lot more sense. So just sort of as a quick aside, I do think the single player is worth it if you're co-oping it, but why bother with that when Halo 5 has such awesome multiplayer, particularly in Warzone? Jose, let's talk about how rad this mode is.
It's crazy that this mode hasn't been in Halo. You know, it's something like this hasn't been in Halo. Just a huge scope of a world with these objectives, and you can use these new rec cards that they have within the game to get new weapons, new vehicles, new kind of boost to your character, make them look like a badass. I felt like I'd been playing this mode in Halo all of my life of playing Halo, but now it's like finally not a dream anymore, and I get to actually play it with other people and try to capture points and kill all kinds of things, and crazy bosses show up out of nowhere.
Yeah, but
it's all kinds of chaos.
Well, that's what's really key. You bring up
Boss
the bosses.
fights.
Yeah, no, it is.
Boss fights.
What's key to Warzone is that you actually have lots of different ways to get victory points, which will get your team to win. You got to get 1,000 victory points to win. And to do that, you can shoot other Spartans, you can capture and defend bases, and what I think is so brilliant here is you can actually have PvE. You can actually take on bosses that spawn into the world, different enemies, and whichever team takes down one of these bosses gets a lot of victory points.
Yeah. Someone's coming in from the beach. He's coming in from the beach. I don't know. It
might
be a shark.
It's awesome, and you got to do it. And I mean, I think also a lot of people, you know, hop into a game like Halo 5, and in very short order after this game launched, all the pros show up and start kicking your ass.
Really fast.
You get your ass kicked. So what's nice about Warzone is, like, if you can't take over a base because it's crowded with really badass players, like, run down to the beach and maybe you can knock out
Get a little suntan.
Yeah.
Take the boss out.
Get a little tan. Get 150 victory points for knocking out some legendary boss, and you've helped your team. It feels like
Destroy the core. I'm trying.
It's awesome. I mean, you can. That's another thing, right? Destroy the core. There's all these different ways to help your team to win, and it just feels like there's strategies that just develop on the fly with which vehicles and wrecks you're using. Like, why are you going to use this wreck now? Hold up and wait for this certain gun because now they've got a Wraith out and you got to get a rocket launcher. There's so many strategies that develop on the fly of each game. Every game's different. Every game's fun, and it looks awesome. I think this is the best mode not only in Halo 5 Guardians. I think Warzone is the best mode I've ever played in a Halo game. I think it's everything that we want out of Halo. Well, clearly you and I dig Halo 5 Guardians multiplayer a lot. Let's give an overall score, though, for all of Halo 5, because that's what we're going to have to live with. What are you going to give the game?
Well, I would give the multiplayer a 9. I have a really good time. Single player, 8. So 8.5?
Sounds good. I'm going to go with a 9 and a 7. That's going to bring me to an 8 out of 10 for Halo 5 Guardians. A lot of fun, especially with other people.
It's hard to see that and not want to rush out of here and go play that, but we still have more show to do. We've got the Twitter question of the day after the break. If you want more EP, go to our website, epn.tv, for bonus content and full episodes. We're also on Facebook and Twitter. Welcome back to EP Daily. It is time for the Twitter question of the day. This one is from our old pal, Jules Michaud at Michaud Studios. How many / what type of bugs / glitches / issues does a game need to have before it hinders the review score? I think he might be referencing our Fallout 4 review because we talked about some of that stuff. None of the glitches or bugs or sort of technical limitations that we saw hindered our experience with the game. And I think that's kind of the common thread of a reply to that specific question.
For sure. We can't really put a number to all the glitches and bugs. I think it's just if it's really affecting the fun that we're having in the game, then it would affect the score that we give it afterward. But other than that, it just honestly, it depends on the game. It depends on how many glitches for sure, but we don't have a number that will affect the score.
I think fun supersedes everything.
For sure.
You know, and experience supersedes everything. Good question, though. If you've got one for us, you want to get caught up on the show, head to our website, epn.tv.
We've got more coming through in the next episode of EP Daily, including our review of Star Wars Battlefront. Woo!
Thanks for watching.
Bye.
EP would like to thank its sponsors, Nintendo, Xbox. EP's mobile coverage is brought to you by Gameloft, makers of Asphalt 8 Airborne, which you can play on your Android or iOS device for free right now.